Yo, what's going on YouTube? Cloverbells here, back with another Series 10 team building video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Zekrom. So we're continuing our chain of dragon restricteds. We still have a few left, but now we're going to be looking at the other counterpart to Reshiram, Zekrom. The thing with Zekrom is it's kind of in the same boat as Reshiram, in that you are a dragon restricted that is weak to ground type. Okay, but because Reshiram has a fire typing, it's able to do well against Zacian, and it does okay into Xerneas, right? Because although the dragon typing makes it weak to fairy, the fire typing makes it resistant, and in general it's just neutral. But Zekrom, on the other hand, is not too great into Zacian. It does okay, right? It's fine. It'll resist that behemoth blade, but Xerneas just wrecks it, of course. But the thing is, with the stats, look how bulky it is, right? So it's got 100 HP, base 120 defense, and then base special defense of 100. So this thing is bulky. So if we can capitalize on its bulk and expand on that, and also find ways to give it speed control with this base 90 speed, again, that's like not too fast but not that slow, so you need ways to help it outspeed some of the big threats. And then, you know, just for me in general, I just love to hide behind screens, right? And every time we have like a dragon restricted, almost all the dragon restricteds, I love to go slower and bulkier behind screens, right? Because I want to capitalize on their bulk. Okay, so Zekrom here, again, we're good for Kyogre, right? That much we know. So there's that. Zacian's okay. We got to work on the Xerneas matchup, so we're gonna need a steel type on the team. We are weak to Landorus Eye. That Earth power is just gonna smash, but that's why we're gonna put Grimmsnarl screens on this again, and a lot of our calcs are gonna involve like Grimmsnarl screens. Okay, and what else are we? You know, calyrex-ice is an issue, Groudon's an issue, even things with ice coverage is an issue, like a Serena. So we're gonna have to account for that. But again, here we have a dragon type, we've got a fairy type, so of course we're gonna go with a steel type. And if you remember how we did Reshiram, it was kind of the same idea. So if we think an earth power is coming into Zekrom, we can pivot our Zekrom into that steel type that is a flying type. Now in the past we've done Celesteela, and I will show you the pace with Celesteela, but I forgot about something that is also pretty good. What happened to Bronzong? Okay, yeah, I forgot about this thing. You know, it is a steel type that does have levitate, and it's got great bulk. Okay, so we can capitalize on a body press iron defense set, and unlike Steela, this thing does get Trick Room. Okay, so we can go a Trick Room mode on this. All right, and you know, with screens here, with iron defenses, you know, body presses are gonna hurt. So we got our core here. Alright, and now we just need a fire, water, grass core, because that's how I love to do my dragon teams, right? I like to use both cores: fire, water, grass, dragon, fairy, steel. Okay, so we're gonna need a little bit more into Zacian, alright, because yeah, we can resist it, but you know, we need to be able to deal some damage. You know, you can go Incineroar here. Incineroar is pretty good with the Intimidate. Okay, and it's good with Grimmsnarl as well, but again, I'm gonna go with the Entei here. As the meta is developing again, I really like Entei in this format, and I really like its partner dog Suicune. Okay, so this is gonna give us a Tailwind mode along with a Trick Room mode, because we have the Bronzong now. All right, and then the grass typing, very simple. We're just gonna go Rillaboom here. Okay, I feel like this is as standard as you'll get of a squad with Zekrom here. The Rillaboom is going to help with Fake Out. We've got grass typing for Kyogre. We've got something against the Water Urshifu, which also, by the way, Zekrom does well against, right? Water Urshifu is a thing. But again, we can use Fake Out. We can set up our Trick Room here. It'll help with screens as well. And what's cool with Zekrom here is, again, because we're gonna go physical with Life Orb. All right, we're gonna be able to deal big damage behind these screens. Okay, so let's round out the team now with our items and moves. All right, so let's take a look. So I'm thinking, of course, Bolt Strike. I understand the accuracy, but hey, man, just don't miss. And we have that paralysis chance, and with the Life Orb, we're gonna hit very, very hard. I do like our dragon move of not dragon claw, breaking swipe. Okay, so you might say, well, there's no intimidate on the team. What are you gonna do against physical attackers? Well, breaking swipe is kind of like that, where we drop attack by 1 point. So might as well just use that. I know we can't hit Zacian with it, but we've got enough on the team to try and deal with it. Especially a Bolt Strike. Zacian doesn't want to take a Bolt Strike. Let me tell you that much. I'll show you those calcs. And then here we get Scary. Alright, we'll get Dragon Dance, right? And then, of course, Protect. So that's why, you know, Rillaboom's kind of cool here, where, like, we can just do Fake Out, and that can help set up our Dragon Dance. Alright, and it's another kind of form of damage control and speed control, alright? So, from here, we can just go our Light Clay set with Light Screen Reflect. Nothing new from Grimmsnarl here. Alright. Spirit Break for that fairy coverage, and then Sucker Punch, always good against Calyrex Shadow. Bronzong, we said our moveset, so we're going to go Gyro Ball, just like Stack, Iron Defense, and Body Press. Okay, now you might say, well, why not just use Stack? It does these things maybe a little bit better. Again, the thing with Stack is you're now you're gonna have 3 ground weaknesses, and we only have 1 ground resist and no ground immunity. So in terms of defensive typing, defensive pivoting, I should say, it's not ideal. So this is still pretty good, and Bronzong will do well because unlike Stack, you know, Stack needs to kill to get those defense boosts. Bronzong doesn't need to kill. Bronzong can just click Iron Defense, you're +2, and now you can just body press. Okay, so there's that. And again, with Rillaboom, Fake Out, set up your Trick Room, Fake Out, set up your Iron Defense. You've got plays. You've got plays. All right, and of course we're gonna go Safety Goggles here because Xerneas with its Volcarona and Amoonguss partners are annoying. You know, we can get to the Xerneas with Gyro Ball with the Safety Goggles, so that's gonna help a lot. Entei. All right, Assault Vest here. We're gonna go slower and bulkier like we've done in our other builds. Sacred Fire, Extreme Speed are a given, especially Crunch. Now here you can go Flare Blitz for our second fire move. This is good against Zacian because you can one-shot it. But I still like Stomping Tantrum, right? I think having your own ground move against some things is also pretty good. So, but again, if you like Flare Blitz, go for that. Suicune. Alright, so Citrus Berry, of course, and typical move set here is going to be Tailwind, Speed Control, Scald, Water Stab, Ice Beam for, again, against Lando Eye, because look, this is weak to Lando Eye, this is weak to Lando Eye, Fast Sludge Bomb, same thing here with Earth Power. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 things that could potentially get smashed with Lando Eye. So Ice Beam and Suicune in general is very important, and of course that Snarl support. Suicune and Rillaboom do very well in the Kyogre matchup. Entei's pretty good with Zacian. Bronzong for your Xern matchup, and then of course, you know, the Zekrom just really helps that Kyogre matchup as well. And then Grimmsnarl just is like the straw that stirs the drink. The screens is what make the damage calcs work and what really holds the team together. All right, so we have that Rillaboom. So because we have the Assault Vest on the Entei, we're gonna have to go with the Miracle Seed here, which is fine. All right, so Fake Out, and now Grassy Glide's really gonna hurt. All right, and then from here we need our pivot move of U-turn. Okay, and then this one, Wood Hammer is very good. Might even be the better option than what I'm gonna show you, but I like Drum Beating just for extra speed control. Again, if you want knockoff here or protect, that's fine too, but I feel like we have enough dark coverage, so I don't think we need a dark move on a Miracle Seed set. I would much rather see a Wood Hammer or a drum beating set. All right, but let's go with drum beating. So we have a couple forms of speed control here, and of course Trick Room for slow mode. All right, so now let's look at the 6. So again, Dragon, Fairy, Steel, Fire, Water, Grass. All right, so we got both VGC cores on one team. So we've got our defensive pivot, and overall this is going to be solid. All right, so now let's take a look at our EVs. All right, so we're going to do the ones that we've already known and we'll reuse. Again, so if you're new on the channel, the way we're going to EV our Suicune is we're going to do it so that we live a Thunderbolt from a 252 Regieleki, and we're going to live the Grassy Glide from a Rillaboom. All right, so and if you're not new to the channel, then you already know this calc, so you can skip forward a little bit and go through the rest of the ones. But again, I'm gonna go Calm here. All right, we're gonna go second bump. Where is that? Right here at 165. Again, if you go before that, you're at 108, 163. But one more EV, and now you jump 2 stats, so now you're at 165. All right, my speed. I do like 114 a little bit. 112 is all you need to outspeed Calyrex Shadow under Tailwind to get a Snarl off, but I like a little bit extra speed. We don't really need attack here, special attack, just a little bit of points. And now the rest of our bulk is in defense and HP, and this is what lets you live the Thunderbolt and the Grassy Glide. So if I could just show that real quick, just for anyone who's fairly new here, let's just show them real quick. Rillaboom. All right, so let's just go with our custom set here. So imagine if this was again 252 Adamant, Grassy Terrain. So this is the Assault Vest Rillaboom. We live that easily. What about the Miracle Seed set against those? And that's Misty Seed. All right, where are you? Okay, so again, we live that very, very comfortably. So there's that. And if you had even Reflect Up, then of course you take even less damage. All right, and then from here, Rillaboom, same idea here. So we're gonna go Adamant. We're only gonna have enough HP, like at 192 here, just to optimize Grassy Terrain recovery, because 192 divided by 16 is 12, so you get 12 HP recovery per turn. If you go one above the threshold, now it's 12 point something, you're still only getting 12. So it's almost like quote unquote wasting an EV. So I just like to go 192. However, that being said, 252 HP Rillaboom, very, very good. All right, I know you need 208 for a Grassy Terrain recovery, but it doesn't matter. It's still very much appreciated bulk, right? But for me, I'm gonna go 192 here, as I've always done. Third EV bump in 196. Don't really need defense. I always like to do 116 speed, just to outspeed 95% of the other Rillabooms in the meta. And then here, Spidef with whatever's left. Okay. And then the Entei. So the way we do our Entei, we're gonna go Adamant, and again, we're gonna be playing slower. But under Trick Room, under Tailwind, we should be able to outspeed Regieleki. I feel like that's important. So this way we can KO it with something like, you know, Stomping Tantrum. But anyway, so 139 is what we want, because this will get us to 278, which outspeeds Regieleki. We'll go 196 in the attack. Again, that's our third bump here. And then from here, we'll go to 208 for optimized Grassy Terrain recovery. So this will get you 13 HP every turn in Grassy Terrain. And then from here, a little bit of defense, and then some leftover in Spidef. So there's that. Okay, Grimmsnarl. So Grimmsnarl, let's go 84 here. So this way, after Tailwind, we're at 168. So we outspeed base 100s like a Volcarona, for example. And then from here, let's just go Careful Nature. We don't really need attack. Again, this is the same Grimmsnarl spread we've always done. Alright, so this will be 116. I think this is also on Pikalytics. This is probably the most popular Grimmsnarl spread, but it just works. Alright, so this is again with Tailwind, so that's pretty good. And then finally, before we get into the man of the hour, Zekrom, Bronzong, we'll just keep it simple here. nothing too crazy. So we're gonna go sassy, and just go with what we have here. This is a very standard spread that we're looking at. I'm trying to remember what I did with it. I think it was this. Hold on. No. I remember now. Wait a minute. I remember. It was this. It was this instead. It was relax. I'm sorry. It was relaxed nature. That's what I meant. And then it was this. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was relaxed nature, not sassy. Alright, there's a reason for that, but we'll get to that in a second. And then the Zekrom. Okay, so the Zekrom. So with here, we're gonna go adamant, right? And I don't want to lose to Serena triple axle, so we're gonna have some speed on this. And you know, 123 is pretty safe, but again, some of them are starting to run like max speed stuff now, so I'm just gonna go like 126 here. I think you only need 125 for the Serena, but again, I'm gonna go one more. I don't want to get, I just don't want to get triple axled, right? And then from here, we don't really need defense. We'll just put 1 point there. We'll go second EV bump in the attack stat, so that's 156. So again, the first bump is at 76, right? For right here. So then every bump is 80 EVs, right? So 76 plus 80 is 156. All right, so notice how here we're at 207, 1 more point. Now you're at 209, you skip 208. And then from here, let's optimize our HP for Life Orb chip. So we go to 189 with this 108 investment, because 189 divided by 10 is 18.9, and Pokemon always rounds down. So you're going to be taking not 19 points of Light Orb chip per turn, which is what you would do if you had this, but because I'm 189, I'm under the threshold, so 18.9 rounds down to 18, so I only take 18 damage per turn. And then from here, the rest in Spadef. Alright, so that's our Zekrom spread. So now let me show you some of the calcs here with Zekrom here. So, Zekrom. Okay, so first of all, let's look at like a common 252 plus 76 atomization. Alright, so let's look at their full bulk, and let's say if they're the first bump. Okay, so let's see. Some of them are running Play Rough. This is the problem. All right, so with Play Rough, they're gonna basically one shot you. But with Reflect, all right, you live the Play Rough. Okay, that's why I only have 1 point of defense bulk in there. So we live the Play Rough. All right, and we're gonna do a bunch of damage with Bolt Strike. You know, we don't one shot it, but with a Dragon Dance. All right, if this was a max HP Zacian, with a max HP Zacian, Bolt Strike just murders this thing, so I'm fine with this. All right, so if we can get a Dragon Dance off, we're chilling. All right, and thankfully we have screens to handle this. All right, let's take a look at Xerneas here. So if you look at Xerneas, again, you can already imagine it's not going to be a fun calc, but there is ways around it. All right. Let's just reset everything here. So let's look at Timid Xern first. Let's look at Timid Xern. Moonblast. Okay, so you would imagine, yeah, that just destroys this. But again, Light Screen, we reduce that. And if we just happen to have a Dragon Dance up, Bolt Strike is killing this thing. And more than killing this thing. So, I like that calc, so there's that. So now let's look at Landorus. Okay, Landorus is another one. That's not the one I wanted. Custom set. So Landorus Life Orb set. So again, Earth Power, one shot. Okay. Light Screen, not a one shot. Okay. Now we can't really hit it with our Electro move, but we do have Breaking Swipe. Okay. So we can deal some damage, alright, and then just outspeed it again and then just kill it. So Lando Eye, a little bit tricky, but again, we also have a Suicune for this thing, so I'm not too worried about it. Now let's look at the Serena. Okay, so if they're full HP first bump Serena with triple axle, even without screens, they're only going to do about 70%, so that's pretty good. With screens, this is pretty much almost a 3-hit KO, so we're chilling there. And if they're second bump Serena with 156, once again, we still live that, so we're fine there. All right, but we have to outspeed it. All right, this is why breaking swipe is important. So there's that. Now, what about like things such as like an Eternatus, right? So common Eternatus is 240 HP with second bump in like the modest set. So let's look at Dynamax Cannon Life Orb. Okay, we have to be honest with ourselves here. This is what they're running. All right, of course that murders you. Breaking swipe doesn't quite pick up a KO if they're 240, and this is if we're +1, right? So if we're not, again, not looking great. But with reflect, we'll take that Dynamax Cannon, okay, and then we can get off a breaking swipe. Now I know it's not gonna kill, but at least we can get it in range for our other mons to potentially kill. So Eternatus is a rough one. All right, I'm not gonna lie. If it has Dynamax Cannon, if it doesn't have it, then we're okay. All right, so there's that. I just want you to be aware of that one. How about the calyrex-ice matchup? All right, we're weak to that. All right, so let's say they're 252 with 4 Spidef, for example, or hell, not even, just put it here. All right, so Glacial Lance is this thing is almost gonna one-shot us. All right, with reflect, we can live that. All right, if we were +1 with Bull Strike, we have a small chance to kill it, but again, this is probably gonna live. But hey, after like something like a Fake Out, I think we're fine. So any kind of chip damage, and then with a +1 Bull Strike, we'll fine. But again, we need that screen and we need that Dragon Dance, so it's tough, right? The Grimmsnarl screens definitely help, but you know, you need to KO some of this stuff on like a second turn. So just so you're aware. All right, so there's that. So now let's look at something like a Bronzong. So let's look at some of the Bronzong calcs. All right. I think I already imported it, so let's just take a look here. So Bronzong, how is this doing for like Incineroar? Let's say like an Impish set. So we do take a Flare Blitz without any screens, so that's kind of cool. With screens, that's a guaranteed 3-hit KO. So that's the calc, right? So with this investment in defense and with reflect, your Flare Blitz is a 3-hit KO from a standard 4-attack Incineroar. All right, this is the Impish build that I like to use. Some of them are just like actually even 252. All right, what about like a Body Press? So like Body Press without any boost is doing this much. If we were +2 defense Body Press, all right, that's pretty good. You know, it's not gonna one-shot the Incineroar, but hey, that's big damage. If we had another boost, then yeah, of course, we're killing this thing. But hey, at least you know you can survive Flare Blitz, so there's that. What about like Xerneas? How does Xerneas do in terms of a Gyro Ball? So let's take a look here. Let's go 253, 252. Again, this is not the calc here. Alright, so Gyro Ball. Oh, that's level 100. I was gonna say, wait a minute. Xerneas not that strong. Does great chip, not a one-shot. And we know that a lot of Xerneases are running bulk. They're running only a little bit of special attack, but a lot of HP and defense where, you know, they can take a -1 stack attack of Gyro Ball like me. That's the way I do my Xerneas, or a Behemoth Blade from a neutral Zacian. Alright, so they're having that much bulk. So this Gyro Ball is probably gonna do less. But still, big chip is always appreciated on a Xerneas, but just know that you're not gonna one-shot this thing. Unless you chip it a little bit. Okay, so those are the calcs there. Entei, Suicune, Rillaboom, we've seen this before. So no need to really show the calcs there. We kind of know what they already can do, and if you want to know more, watch some of the other videos, the other team building videos. We do talk a little bit more about them there. So now let's just take a look at the second version with Celesteela. Alright, so with the Steela spread, I've actually adjusted it slightly because this was the bump in that we've always had in SpDef, but I did one more just to make that Regieleki Thunderbolt calc safer, because originally at 68 it was 12.5% chance to one-shot, but one more point and you drop it down to 6.3, which is very, very good. Now the thing with that is because we had 172 attack investment in our Celesteela, so now we're 1 point less than the careful nature, which means every time we get a kill, we're getting SpDef boost. We don't want that. We want attack boost. Alright, we want to deal damage with heavy slam, but also have that leech seed endgame recovery. So I had to pull a little bit from the defense and balance out some of this bulk. And we're still fine. We can still handle Incineroar very, very well. And again, the Regieleki calc is just to be a little bit safer. Now the thing here is I have to make sure that our Steela under Tailwind is 1 point slower than our Grimmsnarl, so there's that. But yeah, I prefer the Steela one over the Bronzong, but Bronzong gives you Trick Room, which I think is important. So I do want you to note that. So we'll show both pace here. We'll show this one, the one that we just made with Bronzong. Alright, and then we'll show this one, the one that we made with Steela. Alright, so now we have to win a couple games with this, right? So let's take a look at some practice games. Oh no, what the heck is this? Alright, anyway, we look at this and I see he has got the weirdest calyrex-ice team here. Now he's got a couple ghost types here, so that's not ideal, but again, I can flip the Trick Room with Bronzong, so I'm fine with leading the Bronzong here with the Rillaboom in case he doesn't go Trick Room mode. But this is 100% like hard Trick Room. And then I'll bring Entei in the back with Zekrom. So if we let the battle start, we've got Bronzong, we've got Rillaboom, we got Mimikyu, and Snorlax. Okay, so what he's saying is you have to give me one, right? Either you give me the Trick Room or you give me the Belly Drum. That's what I think. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do is, yeah, alright, look, I'll give you the Belly Drum, but I can just outspeed you with my other stuff, but I can't let you have Trick Room. So I'm going to try and break the disguise and just go for a Gyro Ball and hope that kills. I don't know if it will, but let's see if it does. So we go for the Grassy Glide. We break the disguise. We're gonna... He actually just goes for the Will-O-Wisp, burns my Rillaboom, that's not great. Goes to the Belly Drum, and we Gyro Ball. We don't kill, so that's not ideal. Alright, so right now, this Snorlax looks bonkers, but if we just drum beating this and then body press that, I think we're fine. Alright, so this is where the tech comes in handy, right? So here we go. Drum beating, deal some trade. Actually still does a lot, even though I'm burned. But there's the body press, so goodbye Snorlax. So, and now he gives us the Trick Room. So now we're in a pretty decent spot. Bronzong looking good here. Has a Delmice. Alright, so I can't body press any of these things because they're ghost type. So he's really respecting Bronzong. But I can still get Iron Defense going and try and kill the Mimikyu here with a Grassy Glide. Like, I know I'm burned, but grassy terrain with Miracle Seed, Grassy Glide's still gonna hurt. So I go for it. Does good damage, but it doesn't pick up the kills, so that's unfortunate. So I still go with the Iron Defense here. Goes for Poltergeist. Doesn't do half, so Bronzong still is a champ here. He does go for the Willow. That's okay because I'm going for body presses. I just need to get rid of this Mimikyu. So he goes for the Shadow Sneak. I go for another Iron Defense. I feel like I can take this Poltergeist, but he misses anyway. And I don't kill the Mimikyu with a U-turn. I do get my Entei in a position here to kill the Delmice, so I'm just going to remove the Mimikyu, and I'll let him kill my Bronzong, I guess, but then he dies to my Entei with a Sacred Fire, and now he's down to his Calyrex. I have a Rillaboom, I have Fake Out, he has one turn of Trick Room, so I'm just going to Fake Out and Sacred Fire here. Alright, so there's the Fake Out. What's interesting here is I missed the Sacred Fire, and for whatever reason, I guess he forfeited, understanding that maybe I can't win this. Still, I would play it out, but I feel like, you know, a Grassy Glide with the Sacred Fire probably just kills it, so there's that. So, nice first game. Let's take a look at some others. Okay, so this is actually a standard Xerneas team, and he's got the Togedemaru, so this looks like the team that was on Aaron Zhang's channel. So I know this is Sludge Wave. So here I think I'm fine with leading Suicune. Suicune Entei with Grimmsnarl and Zekrom in the back, because even though he has Grassy Glide pressure into my Suicune, I can repressure back with Entei, and if he leaves the Volcarona, I have Suicune with Scald, and if it's Grimmsnarl, again, not really too big of a deal, because we're going to bring our own Grimmsnarl in the back for late game screens, and then Zekrom should be able to finish the job, especially with Tailwind and screens. So we lead Suicune Entei. He's going with Togedemaru and Xerneas, so I already know this is probably like some kind of move and then Sludge Wave, right? So I don't care, I just need the speed control. So for whatever reason, he still goes for Fake Out. Dynamax Cannon doesn't kill my Entei. We are Assault Vest. So we get the Sacred Fire onto the Togedemaru. Can we get a burn? We do. So Togedemaru is going to go down, and we get our Tailwind up. Okay, so now he brings in Rillaboom. Okay, so again, the thing is, I'm fine here. I can still pressure with the Entei, even if he goes to the Suicune. I'm just trying to get a Snarl off, and I know we lived the Grassy Glide, but he actually switches out into the Volcarona. So this thing is going to take a Sacred Fire. Does almost half, so that's not bad. He's Grassy Seed. Interesting, and I just get a Snarl off. So Xerneas is -1, and he goes for Dynamax Cannon, and the Entei lives because we have good EVs and we have an Assault Vest. Alright, so now we're in a good spot because both these things are -1 from Snarl. And I'm just going to go for it again, honestly. But I want to keep the Entei for the Rillaboom, so I'm just going to go into Grimmsnarl here. Even if he goes for another Sludge Wave, it's still fine, because first of all, he's going to kill his own Volk, and then my Suicune's going to be fine. So Rage Powder, that's fine. I Scald, I kill the Volk. We get a crit. That's just the game we play. He goes for the Sludge Wave anyway. He was going to kill his Volk either way, even if I didn't kill. And now he forfeits, because now he has a Rillaboom in, but I'm just going to get screens up, and he's stuck in here -1, and then I'm just going to Snarl him to death. So that was an easy one. So let's look at another one. Oh man, Cure in Black. So the Swampert's annoying, especially for Zekrom. So the Rillaboom has to come, and I might even lead it here. I know the Tornadus is scary, but we'll have plenty of answers with Zekrom in the back, so I can always make that pivot if I need to. The Amoonguss could be annoying, but we have a Grass type, and we do have Entei. And yeah, I don't think we need to bring Steela this game. I think we're okay with what we have. So let's see what we got. So I'm gonna go with Suicune and Zekrom. Alright. He does bring the Swampert. I did bring the Zekrom just so that I can try and counter the Tornadus if he did lead it, or even if that was like a Water Urshifu or something, but it is a Dark one. Now this is annoying because the Amoonguss could do big damage, but I'm still gonna go for Chip here. I don't think something like a high horsepower would kill Zekrom. Alright, so he does go for the Rage Powder. I go for Tailwind. That's really what I care about. It does almost half to the Amoonguss. That's pretty cool. And he actually just goes for a Yawn, so that's fine with me. I'm just going to go Rillaboom here. And then I'm just going to, quote-unquote, Scald. We burned the Swampert, so that's great. He Yawns the Suicune. That's fine by me. I can get that out of here. Alright. And we go Entei here. He goes for the Rage Powder, but we're a Grass type. We don't care, so we just kill the Swampert for free. So the one thing that was threatening Zekrom is gone. I know he has a Cure in Black, but we still have speed control available for us. So he's got a Water Urshifu. I have a Rillaboom. He's got an Amoonguss. I have an Entei. So we're okay here. I go for the Sacred Fire into the Amoonguss. I'm surprised he didn't protect the Urshifu. I could have just Grassy Glided that. So I get the read wrong, but I'm going into Zekrom here. And unfortunately he does kill the Entei. I could have Grassy Glided that. I could have just did it, but he didn't protect. Alright, so here's the Suicune, here's the Kyurem Black. So I'm still okay. Even if a double up here into the Suicune is there, I know he has like an electric move, but I should be able to take it. And then Zekrom should just go for something like I'm just going to protect just so that I don't take a potential dragon type attack. So I do protect the Zekrom. He actually goes for the Suicune here. Urshifu goes for Surging Strikes. That's not going to kill Suicune, so we do get our Tailwind back. Alright. Surprised no CC went into the Suicune there, but hey, it is what it is. So Aqua Jet still doesn't kill the Suicune, and now we go for Scald, no burn there, and now I go for the big breaking swipe. Look how much damage that did to cure him here. So now he goes for the free shock. He does kill the Zekrom. That's okay because Rillaboom wins the game here, because everything is -1, and now I have Grassy Terrain. I have Fake Out Pressure. I actually don't kill the Kyurem even with that Grassy Glide, which is insane. Goes for the Aqua Jet, tries the Suicune, doesn't matter, and the Scald thankfully picks up the Kyurem. Crit doesn't matter, I want to say. And now he just loses. He protects for whatever reason, I don't know. Grassy Glide picks up here any day of the week, even if it was 252, 252, and there it is. So interesting game, but we pulled it out. Okay, so this is a interesting Rayquaza team, I have to say the least. So Rillaboom is definitely coming because there is a Tapu Fini and he has a Tapu Koko. So I need to remove all of those terrains and have terrain of my own. The Entei is definitely coming because there's a Steelix. And Zekrom has to come because with speed control I can just demolish all of what he has here, minus the Steelix. But still, yeah, let's just play the game. So we lead the Suicune and the Entei here. Double dog combo. He goes with Steelix and the Tapu Koko. So this is still okay because now I change the terrain and get my Suicune out of there. And I have a chance to destroy this Steelix with a Sacred Fire. He switches out into his Cofagrigus. Volt switches into my supposed Suicune slot. Goes back into Steelix. I go Sacred Fire. No burn, and that's where we're at right now. Okay, so from here, I go for a Grassy Glide into the Steelix, does some damage. I whiff the Sacred Fire, unfortunate, but he also whiffs the Head Smash, so that was an interesting turn, and he goes for Trick Room. So I have to find a way to stall this Trick Room. I don't want to take a Head Smash from on the Entei slot, so I'll switch that into Suicune, and then just try and Grassy Glide. Alright, so I go into Suicune here. He actually goes to the ally switch, and I hit the Cofagrigus instead. So there's the Steel Roller, removing my terrain. So that was interesting, but he brings in the Koko here. I'm going into Zekrom, so thanks for the electric terrain. He goes from Nightshade into the Suicune, and I go for a Scald, which also doesn't burn. Okay, so I have electric terrain, so that's pretty cool. And this is not Runerigus, so this is going to die to a Bolt Strike. So there it is. Goodbye, Cofagrigus. And I have a Rillaboom here with Grassy Terrain. Koko has no terrain. Rillaboom lives. So that was good. And I see that it was Life Orb. Alright, so now here's Rayquaza. I don't want Zekrom to die yet, so I go into Suicune here. He protects, actually. They double protect. I just want the Koko dead, and then I play the All My Friends Are Dead game, sort of. But he has his Steelix still. Now I kill the Koko, so no more terrain for him, and he switches out from the Ice Beam into the Steelix. Alright, so now here comes the Rayquaza back yet again. Alright, I have 2 turns of terrain. He goes for the Meteor Beam. If this is in Rillaboom, he picks up, but he goes into Suicune, so that doesn't pick up. I go for the speed control with the drum beating, and then I go for Tailwind, right? So I had to make him choose. Either you give me the Tailwind or you give me the drum beating. But I get both. Alright, so now I have the Entei, and now Entei won't miss the Sacred Fire, but the Steelix lives, no burn, but we remove the Rayquaza with the Ice Beam. So that's all that matters. He Earthquakes, he doesn't get the kill, and he pretty much loses. So that was an interesting game. Alright, so this is a Groudon game, so I feel like leading the two dogs again is very, very strong. So Suicune Entei is fine, Rillaboom and Zekrom in the back. So there's the Groudon and there's his own Entei. So I'm gonna just go for Tailwind and then just go for Sacred Fire into the Groudon. If he protects the Groudon, fine. This Entei likely is Scarfed, I want to say. So I am okay with that, but so if he kills my own Entei, I have a Rillaboom in the back and I still get Tailwind speed control. And especially I can go with some Breaking Swipe plays. So the Entei actually protects, so he's not Scarf or AV. So I Sacred Fire, we get the burn on the Groudon, and now we have Tailwind. So that was quite the turn there. I have no idea why he did that. So there's the P-Blades, doesn't kill the Entei. So now we're in a pretty good spot. I stopped being Tantrum onto their Entei. Doesn't kill, Skull doesn't kill either, but he is Citrus, so that explains something. And there's the Stone Edge, our Entei goes down, but that's Grassy Glide range, so I'm fine with this. So I go into Zekrom here. I just want to remove the Entei before I get my Rillaboom in. So Ice Beam doesn't pick up the Groudon, but Breaking Swipe does, and we put the Entei at -1, which is big, and he snarls, but that doesn't matter because we're physical. And now he goes into the Indeedee, which is okay because I'm just going to switch my Suicune out and go into Rillaboom here, rechange the terrain, and now I can just keep going for Breaking Swipe plays. Entei protects again, that's expected. Does quite a bit into Indeedee. Psychic Seeds. Expanding Force, no damage because we removed this terrain. And now we're in a pretty good spot because the Entei is just going to die to a Breaking Swipe. Saves the Indeedee, by the way. That was interesting. We lived the Sacred Fire thanks for that first Breaking Swipe. He does get the burn, but that's okay. I really all I need is Fake Out and Terrain Control at this point because Zekrom's just going to clean up here. So there's the Indeedee. And now we just go into Suicune. I make the read here that he's not going to Leaf Storm that slot. He does have Earth Power, so that was a good switch there. We U-turn out from the Indeedee back into Zekrom, and here I expect him to make a read here, but I choose not to switch the Suicune. I'm still gonna go for Breaking Swipe on the Zekrom, but I know Rillaboom wins the game here, so I want that free switch. So he actually makes the read, and he goes for Sludge Bomb into the Suicune. So I was gonna die anyway, but I have Rillaboom in the back, and there's the Breaking Swipe, and now I'm free to get in the Rillaboom, and he can't do anything. So that was a GG. Okay, so now let's look at Bulk Paste again. So like if you don't like the Bronzong, Celesteela is a very good option to use, especially endgame with Screens and Leech Seed. You can't go wrong there. And then here, if you like the extra speed control with Trick Room and the Bronzong, so definitely give that a go. But overall, the rest of the team functions great. The goal is to get bulky behind Screens and then just deal damage. I know we didn't really try it. We did use the Grimmsnarl in a couple games, so it does do its justice here. As Entei and Rillaboom are two Pokemon that very much appreciate Screens, especially because they're both adamant. So definitely consider that, and of course Zekrom definitely appreciates Screens. So yeah, overall I think it's a solid way to try and use Zekrom. So hopefully I gave you some ideas on how to build a viable team with a dragon restricted like a Zekrom. So Dragon, Fairy, Steel, Fire, Water, Grass is always the goal. Alright, so until next time, we're gonna bring someone on the channel that has used Zekrom and has gotten success with it. So stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out.